Good morning, folks. Day 2 of my cruising by myself odyssey. What a night last night though. There was a storm like you wouldn't believe, a proper tropical kind of storm. 1 o'clock in the morning, I was fast asleep and bang! Crash of thunder like you wouldn't believe. I jumped up, what the heck's that? It was lightning, the sky was wide, massively, just a light. And interesting, when it was sort of doing these big lightning flashes, the thunder was just a few seconds later. So I really was at the heart of a storm. And rain, boy did it rain. If you've ever lived on a boat and you've got torrential rain banging on the roof, you'll know it just feels a bit weird. So I was hoping and praying none of the trees around where I'm moored came down and smacked into the boat. But this morning it's beautiful. It's really pleasant. So I'm about to crack on. I've got 7 locks to do by myself first thing, 7 in a row, so that'll keep me busy. At the end of the 7 there's the services, so I can get some water, empty the loo, and then potter on for a couple of 4 or 5 hours of basically lock-free cruising. But I've got a lot to do right at the start. So I'm making an early start. It's only 8 AM. I've got to get the engine started and crack on. Wish me luck. Well, we're off into the sun. Glorious sunshine. The boat just gone the other way, not sure if he was moored here, but if he's come up the locks, that'd be really handy. And regularly you get CRT volunteers at Stoke Bruerne on the locks. I'm fingers crossed for here, although I've made an early start, 8 AM. I'm not sure what time they start. So if I do get to Stoke Bruerne, the lock, I'm at Stoke Bruerne, the first lock, and I see some blue jackets there, with little red lifesavers on, then I'll be a very happy person. Fingers crossed. I'll open the first lock and I've recruited a couple of dog walkers to shut the gate on the left hand side for me, so I can get on the right hand side, shut that gate, they can shut the other one. Hey, whatever works. Now the currents, there's a massive current where they pump water on the left and it shoves you right over to this side. Very tricky. That's why I had to open both the gates, because you can get through one, but not with a current like that. Thanks chaps, I really appreciate that. You see me take it right over there, the current. Okay, if you shut that, that'd be brilliant. Thank you very much, enjoy your morning. Well, that's the first one done. They are really big locks. 17 metres it says in 7 locks. Well, this one's deep. I think I mentioned in the last vlog by myself, some of these ladders are quite scary. And you can just do this one on the right now, there it is. And that is a big slippy ladder, and of course you're holding a rope and a windlass in your hand. Right, I've got a moor up now to shut the gates. Hope and pray somebody's coming, but a bit early for that. But maybe I can fill the next lock, because I think they're all against me, while I'm shutting the gates on that one. Oh, certainly warmed up. Well, I opened the next lock gate, ready, but look how low this pound is. It's really low. Yet right above's really high. But anyway, let's get in to lock 2. Well, I go into lock 2, take the shirt off. It was fresh this morning, and I always feel the cold, but took my jumper off, now I've took my shirt off, hat off. I really have to be careful at these locks. I mentioned how slippery they are, but I just went to step on the boat and there was a hole in the side of a bank and I fell over onto the grass, just missed falling into the cut. You know, you can really hurt yourself, which I know, but when you're one up and you haven't got somebody else to stop the boat, start the boat, help you up, do whatever, it's, yeah, takes some thinking about. For those of you who do a lot of single-handed locks and stuff, I suppose you just get used to being really careful and whatever. Unfortunately, naturally, you know, some people in life are just, I don't know, clumsy, accidents happen to them. Yeah, that's me, folks. So, I'll have to remember, watch the sill, watch what I'm stepping, watch how I tie it up, keep me on the rope getting tight as the lock drops. All these things. Lock 2, another very deep one. Still no boats coming, so I've got to moor up again. Oh, I'm hot. Had a shower last night, cleaned myself up. I need another today. I've only done 2 locks. Anyway, so I've got to moor myself up. Then I've got to shut those 2 gates and get down to the 3rd one. The 3rd one's a bit further, I've got to go past a good few boats. And then we've got 5 in a row, which will keep me busy to say the least. They're very close, so I might be able to, you know, set one lock whilst I'm going through the other one. Depends what's coming, really. Well, that's 2 done, and making my way past loads of moored boats, so nice and slowly, just coming up on them. Also gives me a chance for a breather. Yeah, when there's 2 of you doing this, just sharing the load, you know, I'll make it a lot easier. But I'm having fun, sun's out, enjoying myself, and once I've done the next 5, fingers crossed someone's coming, please help me with the locks. Once I've done the next 5, it's pretty much a lock-free 4 hours. I think I got 4 or 5 hours with just 1 lock or something like that. If I'd gone past the 2 locks last night, and I'm so glad I didn't, I was exhausted, I'd have had to moor down here. And from what I can see at the moment, there don't look much mooring space at all. So apart from I wasn't going to go 2 more locks, I did the right thing in terms of mooring. Maybe I could have squeezed in down there, who knows. Right, lock 3, let's get ready for that one. So I've just done this lock. It was half full, so I'm filling it up. What's interesting was a boat coming up 3 locks down, so maybe this will work in my favour. We'll see. So I'm off down to the other lock while mine fills up, and this one's almost full. So the water's mine, which is brilliant news. So I'll just top it up. Excellent. So that lock's behind me is set. I'm ready to go straight in that one. This one appears ready to go. So I'll empty that one above me and come out that one straight into that one. Whew. So you can see up there, that's the lock I've just come down. I've left those gates open and this one was already ready for me to go in. I'd opened these. So I should go back and shut those, but of course there's a boat coming up rather. And these 2 kind ladies are coming up. And they did see that this was full, so they're not moaning at me because it wasn't my water. And we've got a CRT man, and I've got the next lock is waiting for me to go in. So it's win, win, win after a bit of a slog. Well, I'm now in the 5th lock out of 7, and that was a bit hectic, you know. I didn't really hold those people up, but the water was with me. And so I've been rushing around trying to speed up, and 2 ladies from the last boat came and helped me, and then the CRT volunteers turned up and said, oh, as you're by yourself, we'll get you through. So I'm now in lock 5, on the boat, taking a breather, while 2 CRT volunteers manned the gates and paddles and said, well, follow me down. Yes. Well, I've just left this lock, and although I've got some help now, which is brilliant, there's a boat just come up the next lock. So he's coming out and I can go in. So after a hectic start, it's all going very well indeed. Well, here I am approaching lock 7. Well, I can't see any help here, but it's left open. So that's it. Phew! That's the last lock. Emptied pretty much. CRT man's going to open the gate for me, and then I can pull in on the left where the services are. I've already rushed and put the kettle on while the lock was emptying. Got to prepare. So I'm looking forward to a bit of a break while I get the water and clean out the toilet and stuff like that. Right, here we go. Well, I have had a pretty exhausting but pretty good morning. It's only 11:15. I've had to change and put my shorts on because the weather's warmed up. I've done 7 locks. I've got a cup of tea. Oh, and treating myself chocolate biscuit as well. Now, not only that, sorry, I needed that. Not only that, I've just filled it up with water, emptied the bin, emptied the toilet. We've got half a tank of diesel at least, lasts us 10-14 days. So that's it, lock's done. I've now got all day pottering along with 1 lock at most. So I am pretty pleased at what was basically a very hectic, very successful morning. So now I can sit down and enjoy myself. Whew. What a beautiful morning to be on the cut of this beautiful countryside. Pottering past the mud boats. It is so nice, and normally this will be my first week back at work. I was a teacher, as you know, head of physics at local college, and I'd be rushing around, getting all the paperwork, learning kids' names, and instead I'm looking at beautifully painted classic old boats like that, and the countryside like that. How nice. I am having a lovely time this morning. The scenery is just beautiful. I mean, look how nice it all is. You can sort of see in the background there. But I need to drop my phone then. I better watch where I'm going. But it just never fails to delight. I absolutely love this bit of journey. In fact, I've loved most of it. But I love that sign. Caution, elderly ducks crossing. We're at the marina, Kingfisher Marina, I believe. So it's nice and slow as we go past. This is Cosgrove, it's my next lock. There's somebody in it, I'm not sure if they're going my way or the other way, we'll see. But yeah, next lock. So I've not seen a boat in about, moving boat in about an hour, 2 hours. I get to the lock and there's a boat coming up. He's just left. So I'm in here and then that's it. So I've done the paddles, got the lock draining. It's not a very deep lock, certainly compared to those at Stoke Bruerne. So soon be through that. And off to the left, just behind the far lock gate, is the Buckingham Canal, under restoration, 1 mile done. Something to explore another day. And then I will be pottering down there to the famous Iron Bridge, which we did on another vlog, where it crosses the river, the aqueduct. Oh, yeah. You coming over? No, of course. Okay, let's get this open. Ooh, slipping feet. Only open the one. Anybody coming? Nah, no such luck. So that was a pretty low lock, and the lock mooring this side was just past the gate. So rather than jump back on the boat and cruise it through, steer it through, I just used a rope, pulled it through the lock, onto the next lock mooring, tied it up there, shut the gate behind me. The wind, that's the wind by the way, making an excuse, but it's true, the wind keeps taking me that way. That's the first time I've got through a lock just by using a rope and pulling it through. But that was really convenient at a lock that size. Nice and low and easy to get the other side. You can see behind me there's a lot of boats moored up here. It's a very busy spot, but we're at the Iron Trunk Aqueduct. Now we stopped at the Iron Trunk Aqueduct on the way up over the Ouse. So today we're just going to cruise over it. Now it doesn't look that impressive from up here. You might remember from my last vlog, this was the third crossing, the first one collapsed. They used locks. And here we are, in a little metal tray, cast iron tray, going over the River Ouse, the Ouse Valley. And that's all it is, cast iron tray with a towpath across there. I think it was 11 locks or something like that, I can't remember, 11 or 12 locks this replaced. And that's it, very, very narrow. So now I've done the aqueduct and it's lunchtime and I'm going to moor up today. Yesterday I just carried on and on to try to get towards Stoke Bruerne. I've made good time, I started early today, so I'm actually going to moor up, have some lunch and a cup of tea and then start again fresh in the afternoon. Well, I managed to stop, just moored up just behind me there, and I've had some lunch. Quick break, only about 20 minutes, so I wanted to crack on. And of course, a cup of tea. So that should keep me going for a while. The weather has been changeable, it looks like it might rain ahead. What I'd like to do is another 4 hours. That would get me through Milton Keynes to a really nice little place. I mean, Milton Keynes is alright, don't put off more in there. So hopefully I'll be able to get through here, crack on, avoid the rain and do another 3 hours or so, maybe, yeah, about 3.5 I think. We'll see, depends how many more boats there are because that slows you right down, as you can see, as we're pottering now, because I'm going past a big long row of moored boats, so just come into view on the camera now. So I've got to potter along for a bit. So fingers crossed we don't rain. I'll probably have my shirt back on in a minute, then my jumper, then my coat, then coat off again. So as you can see behind me, that lovely mural, Wolverton. It's quite famous back in the day and was redone some time ago. Can't remember the story. But yeah, there was this huge rail depot there, massive. He employed 5,000 people or more working in railways. Now pretty much closed, surprise, surprise. Although the Royal train is still kept there. And if you're from abroad, you might not know we have a Royal train, or we do. It's kept there, and if the Queen or somebody senior in the royal family travel somewhere specific, sometimes they take the Royal train. Quite nice to have your own Royal train, wouldn't it? I'd just like a cheap ticket now and again. There's a heron walking under the bridge. Hello, heron. Beautiful birds. So we're leaving Wolverton and approaching New Bradwell, and there's a gap between the two is this aqueduct, I believe. So let's have a look. I think it's a road one, not a river one. We'll see. Yeah, big dual carriageway. Very big. It's rather a nice looking pub. The New Inn. If only I had time. Look, loads of boats ahead. Unfortunately, I'm following a boat now who's a lot slower than I was. And to add to the excitement, it started raining. So now it's raining. Thought it might. Got some mud boats in a bridge, so I've got to be careful. Not sure how heavy it's going to be or how long. I'm in Milton Keynes, just the north part. I'm hoping to get through Milton Keynes. I was hoping to do a little town after that as well. I think it's called Stony Stretton or something like that. Penny Stretton, I can't remember. Depends how heavy it is. Also, there's a lot of moored boats, and it does restrict how fast you can go, unless you sneak a bit quick. But you know, don't want to do that. Anyway, reasonable progress. I was behind a slower boat and the chap kindly pulled in. I mean, there's not a lot of difference on these boats, but it's frustrating if you want to do a tiny bit quicker. Particularly when I've got a long distance to go. I've got to get back to East Hertfordshire, about 100 miles left, maybe a bit less now. And yeah, I want to get back. Well, the rain stopped for now. It's been on, off, on, off. I'm about halfway through Milton Keynes. I've got to decide, because there's a couple of good mooring spots. I mean, it's no trouble around here, but there's a couple of views before I liked. The other side of Milton Keynes is a good place, or I carry on straight through the next town, through the loch, and then you're back out in the countryside. It's really quite lovely there. Let's get me a book, I can't remember the name. So yeah, I'm going through the book, Milton Keynes. The next place is Fenny Stratford, that's the one. Fenny Stratford, and just before you get to Fenny Stratford there's a park, it's quite nice mooring there. Nothing wrong with other places. And if I go through Fenny Stratford, do the lock and go through all the way through the town, which will be about another hour and a half. So I'm either going to do an hour and a half or 2 hours from here. Then you end up in the countryside just before Stoke Hammond. Stoke Hammond's got 3 locks, big locks. I'm definitely not going through those tonight. CRT are generally there to help. So I quite fancy getting close to Stoke Hammond. It's a lovely it's middle of nowhere, it's lovely. Stoke Hammond, if you watched an earlier vlog, you will know, is one of the thankful villages. These are ones that after World War I didn't have to put up a war memorial. So out of the thousands of villages, about 80 or 90, I think it's 90 odd, had absolutely nobody lost in World War I. They all came home. I wouldn't say safe and sound, many were maimed or injured, but in the thankful villages they lost nobody in World War I. Of course, the same happened for some of those villages in World War II, and they're called doubly thankful, or double thankful villages. There's much less of them, I should expect, because it has to be only those from World War I having the same happen in World War II. But yeah, a thankful village. Very nice. Well, that's it, day 2. I've had enough. I was going to carry on. My plan was to get right through Milton Keynes and possibly through the next little place, Fenny Stratton, whatever it's called. So it's got a lock in the middle, and that put me off a bit because I'm tired. And then I came past this place I know in Hemel, in Milton Keynes, a park. We dropped Vicky off once here when she came with us. And there was this lovely mooring spot with mooring hoops, and it just drew me in. Come in, come in. I mean, it's 20 past 4, I've been going since 8. I was up at 1 last night with this tremendous storm that woke me up. And I was definitely planning on going past this place. But as I sort of came alongside it, it's really weird. It's almost like my body, my hands, steered me towards the mooring spot. I think that's tiredness. And oddly, now I'm here, I'm not thinking, oh, maybe I should have gone on. I'm feeling, thank goodness I've stopped. So that's me done. Day 2. So I've got to tidy up inside a bit, get myself some dinner, the cup of tea, of course. And that's me done for day 2. Oh. Well, if you've enjoyed this vlog, you know what to do, folks. Click like, that's Lynda's line. And please subscribe if you haven't already. See you next week, folks. Bye.